some weapons through the ages. We're going to start with the English Civil War period. 1640 to 1641 and 51, which obviously ended here in Worcester when the Scots finally got beaten and Charles II went back to Europe. We got two types of muskets here. We've got these two which are called matchlock muskets, and it's called matchlock because it's a bit of match burning that fires it. Then we've got what I've got here, which is a flintlock, which was beginning of really modern warfare. You'll see quite a few flintlocks as we go up the period. In the Civil War period, this wasn't particularly reliable. One of the questions always asked about is whether or not it was better to still have archers. Now the answer to that question is yes. Archers was far better weapon and soldier than us with muskets. But the problem is we'd have to take a lad of this age and about 15 years later he will be a good archer. With this, I managed to get these two off the turnip field yesterday and I've now turned them into musketeers. It was all about training, and these guys, even though the weapon wasn't very good, you could train mass number of people. Now the reason we could train them so well is because we went through procedures, little sections of the musket. So, order your muskets please. Right, now I have to be a little bit careful because we have a royalist with us here and he's a bit slow. Port and high port your muskets. Now I said high port, that's the proper terminology for the royalists. So at this stage they can now start loading their musket. Open and clean your pan. So they're opening a little pan and in there they'll put some black powder. You've got to clean it out. What you don't want is a little tiny bit of burning ember, because when you put the powder on top it's going to go up in your face. Handle your charge and charge your pans. Now what they're going to do is handle their little powder flasks and they will now prime that little pan. Close your pan, blow and knock off your powder. Again, you don't want any powder on the outside. Now on the top, oh no, I'll do it next. Yeah. Cast about your piece. Now this is where I'm going to come in. I can't do that first bit of the pan because I've realised recently if I do that it all falls out, so I have to do it at the end. So now we're casting about our piece. Handle your charge and charge your musket with powder. So now what they're all doing is putting some black powder down the muzzle. The next bit you would do is you would handle your ball. Now health and safety unfortunately says we're not allowed to fire lead ball anymore.
No.
But you would get your ball and you would put that on the top with a bit of grass or a bit of fabric. And then what you need to do then is withdraw your scouring sticks, reverse shorten and ram home your charge. So what you're doing now is ramming all that powder down, making it all nice and tight. The ball would be tight as well. Withdraw your scouring sticks and place home your scouring sticks. High port when loaded. Now theoretically I'm now finished, I don't need to do anything else, but I do have to charge my musket. These guys now have to blow on their match, mount their match and try their match. These are all little sections. Now then, for the young uns in the audience, what does X mark the spot mean? Does it mean treasure? No. Well, it does now, but back in the period, on the top of these muskets is a little X. And when they're trying their match, they're making sure that match hits the X. Because they know when they open the pan, that match will go there and actually will obviously set the gun off. So X marks the spot is from that. These guys are loaded at high port. We will now fire them. So, right hand's about face. Set places. Attention, fire. Give fire.
Very loud.
Right hand's about face. actually, what would really happen, obviously that would be drilled into them. It would only take a day, a couple of days to drill that into them. And then eventually the officer will just say, "Make ready!" And what they're doing now is going through all that procedure. High port when loaded, or port. Now, the officer will be looking into the block. He'll be waiting for everybody to come back up to port before he fires. The guns all have to go off at the same time. It's not individually, they're not accurate enough. Don't fire.
Okay.
So the officer will be looking, they've done all that procedure, they're all ready. What I'm going to do now, you're not going to be able to see it very, oh you might be able to, if we fire slightly diagonally. I'm going to do what we would do in a block. Who wants to kneel? Okay, front rank kneel. Second rank close over. So you've got to imagine this is a block, this is how we would fire. And third rank would close over. And this is all one big volley. So, check your camera sticks. Set your pieces. Prepare to give fire. Give fire! Cover. Second rank recover. Third rank recover. First rank recover. Ladies and gentlemen, 17th century muskets.
Thank you.